Re:Zero Kara Hajimeru Isekai Seikatsu Season 2 is licensed and produced by Crunchyroll, Studio, White Fox, Networks, TV Tokyo, TVO, TVA, and ATX. Based on the works by Tape Nagatsuki. Please support the official release. Hello there, YouTube, Jack here with more Re:Zero Season 2 episodes, 18 and 19. Potentially, I don't know if I'm gonna do more, probably not. Like, there's a lot of episodes for me to catch up on, but at the same time, all of these episodes are such heavy hitters. They are half hours with no opening, no ending, literally nothing for me to, like, in any way skip over or save time, so yeah. In any case, last time, what did we do? We had Emilia starting her memories with Echidna along for the ride to be taunting or something. I don't really know why she's along, actually. And we had the lovely memories, and then Betelgeuse showed up out of nowhere because why not? You know, like we need another emotional hitter because we know things aren't gonna go, you know, well, all things considered, but Betelgeuse showing up, you know shit's gonna go down. And I'm not looking forward to it because he's such a nice guy and he's gonna become such a not nice guy. And you know, happy memories all around, it would seem, until the end when Mr. Greed showed up. What's the name? Regulus Corneus? Something along those lines? Yeah, actually. And that's sort of where we left off. Also, like, the Ryuzu people had some, like, you know, two of them had some issues, like, limping towards, like, when we cut back to the what even is that building called? The sanctuary? Not like this whole thing. The trial house? House of trials? Yeah, that's sort of also a thing that happened, and well, I have no idea what to expect other than, you know, the worst. So how about we get into this episode so I can finally actually type Re:Zero into anything again and not be terrified of getting spoiled. With that in mind, let's go into 3, 2, 1. Oh, continuing here. Or at least, you know, one of them is down. Oh. So are you, like, seriously in a life or death situation over here? Oh, she had all three. Oh. So you saw shenanigans too. So back when Echidna was alive. Also, from what I heard, the opening is apparently, like, spoiler heavy, which is why they held back so long before showing it. Which, I mean, I guess makes sense if this is, like, with Echidna still around. Although the same clothes, that's, like, concerning. At least change up your wardrobe every 400 years or so. I feel like she gets the epic badass entrance, but, like, I mean, I kind of figured, so like, she at least has an excuse for for wearing the same clothes. Or maybe even less, considering her mindscape lets her do anything. Also, that's quite the shack to live in as a witch. Oh, Mew. It's adorable. Damn. The scolding. Side note, is that the, like, no, that's not like the house that Roswell's staying at in current times, right? That looks different. You're clearly not going by the future. Oh, okay, so she just visited the settlement. That's fun. Does this mean that, like, Ryuzu was, like, a normal person / normal elf before the whole thing went down? Well, like, those are not close to go on a hike with. Feels like be a huge hassle is what I'm saying. And soon the energy is real. Don't go pushing your luck. That's so awesome. And there he is, the man himself. Looking young? Is it just me? Maybe it's just, you know, without the clown makeup. More like, do they have the same first and last name? So, well, he's the exception then. Well, he and Emilia, I guess. Depends also if the people just straight up didn't remember her. Like, you know, Subaru wasn't able to remember her outside either. A witch? Or like a witch cult? Or was it all for Emilia? Oh, well, never mind. We're like picking up here again. Okay. Is that, by the way, his theme or something? Because I love how off-putting it is. Spirit, eh? Church? And someone new again. Good, why not? At this point. By the way, that dress looks hilariously impractical. And she's a big deal, I take it. So, they are of the same rank then. And damn, okay, he just bowed to her. That's terrifying. Pandora, okay. Neat name. Okay, like, I'm just a little bit overwhelmed with everything. My guess is honestly regarding his authority that it's somehow able to nullify things that sort of like, you know, violate his free will or whatever. And he just sort of spins everything to appear that way. Our plan's not gonna go well. Spoiler alert. Epic music. More like, can you not follow yourself? Is that an option? Isn't this supposed to be based on your memories? Oh. And again, it's something that puts off, like, it was so terrifying. He even sweat drops. Oh, the authority then, I take it. The unseen hand. And is Flugel like... Emilia's dead? Also, they like literally picked Miss Loli Tsundere personified for her voice. I forgot her name, but... Damn, she's happy. So although they have like the same rank, they are not exactly on good terms, I take it. Also, she's completely fine after getting impaled. Throwing that side note. Of course. Death. Oh, vanity. Wait, isn't vanity a virtue? No, wait, no, vanity, absolutely. No, I got that wrong word. Right? Where does vanity place on that? Like I mentioned before that there might have been other witches other than like the ones that were given the title of like a sin, the 7 deadly sins. Damn. Okay. Like, it's curious that he got past like sort of impenetrable force field that he's got for a witch factor. Like the not at all subtle insult she always throws away. Oh yeah, the aforementioned promise, I guess, is here. So Pandora called her a key for the whole seal part. Which makes me wonder, is this like... It's not where Satella is sealed, is it? I think they mentioned something about mountain or something. I'm not sure, honestly, I don't know. In terms of raising you, because emotionally, or do you mean, I guess she means emotionally. Well, that's ominous. Which really makes me again think, like, the terms seal and a world, it just makes me think a whole lot of Satella. I can't help it, okay? Look, she said no more lies, no more broken promises. So do not just half-heartedly promise her to come back. As like reassurance. That's really not what she needs right now. Please don't do it. Please. Yeah, this ain't easy for anyone involved, I suppose. Don't do it. Do not do what you think you're about to do. Okay, let's... Yeah. Also, again, kind of cruel considering that she didn't remember any of that. From what I gather. But I suppose cruel irony is sort of the name of the game here. Do not. That's such a... And she's a goddamn kid. Don't go with the like super adult heavy theme stuff. Unless it's like Puck. Then maybe. Like, you know, the fact that she calls her Leah just really throws me off there. With Puck and whatnot. Well, kind of the Witch Cult's fault, but oh well. I'm sorry, this just plays back so nicely to the whole self-doubt that Emilia had just before when she was with Subaru. Ouch! Oh, damn, okay. What's that thing here now? Like, can't the Witch Cult just bring along one of the 3 great Mabbies? Okay, that doesn't even stop it. Wow. I guess that's the thing everybody keeps hampering on. Honestly, not what I expected that thing to look like. I love the resolve that everyone brings to the table here. Even if most of it appears to be in vain. I unironically love this guy. So apparently surprise attacks work on him, eh? Like, at least more than... I doubt that he's taken out or killed or anything. Like, obviously not killed, but... He doesn't just, like, you know, invisible force field the attacks. Man, this girl just whops all over the place. Well, I kind of doubt it does anything, considering we've seen her, like, get severely hit before. Will you not, cat? Why ain't you two got a great relationship? Well, it's very nice of Regulus to sort of, like, wait them out here. Well, damn. Not the fact that she survived, but that she just, like, kicked him down there. Stopped him. I mean, that might be most effective, but I just love his dumbfounded look there. Oh, wives. Okay, plural. Well, and he's gone. So she can, like, literally just speak things into reality, eh? Ain't that a fun opponent to take on? Okay. I love these types that can just, like, alter reality with words. As hilariously terrifying as that is, of course. What makes you think you stand a chance? At all. I love her voice so much. You don't so rarely see her in serious context, I feel like. The Bay Betelgeuse loved. God damn. You know, we've had so many endings, like songs at the end, and I don't even know anymore which one's supposed to be the ending theme. Like, it's kind of more tragic when you know that this is absolutely not gonna pan out for you. At all. High. Double high. Yes, clearly. So I want to look up some things real quick. I have no hopes of this thing ever being under 1 hour anyway, with both episodes taking up half an hour, so I might as well. Actually, I want to look up the definition of vanity, because I'm seriously too unsure on how I would, like, where I would place it. It's not one of the sins, or at least not of the, like, usual ones. Excessive belief in own abilities or attractiveness to others. Also futility. Well, it's curious in the way that, like, say, whatever you say just happens to be the truth or something. But obviously, if she can just, like, do anything, then there wouldn't have been any need for her to take, like, actions in any way, shape, or form. She could, like, just spoken the seal out of existence or gone there and said, hey, Emilia is here now, and there she is. Also, you know, like, why am I blanking on his name again? I said it so many times throughout this goddamn episode. Cornelius Regulus. Why was I stuck on the C? Oh yeah, Cornelius. I kind of mixed his names there. Yeah, so Regulus. Like, she was sort of able to shut him down, which is nice. Like, in both ways, in the sense that she, like, literally stumped him into the ground, well, or, like, pushed him. And as well as like just sort of send him home, which I guess is like the most efficient way of dealing with him in a sort of a non-harming way. Just remove him. She didn't want to kill him anyway. I'm really curious since like they're both bishops, like that's what she called him, both of them. I wonder what her position is then in the like church, or like the witch cult. Even are they like different fractions of the cult? They clearly don't get along. You know? So there's a lot of questions about the structure of this church slash cult slash whatever. Also, like, she said she was a witch, like the Witch of Vanity, Pandora. And I actually just want to see her on my anime list and potentially avoid stumbling into anything that is super spoiler heavy. Can you just, like, show me my anime list entry, if there is one? Yeah, second season part 2, whatever. Wait, that's discussions. I literally just want to look up her voice actress name. Okay, fine, you know what? I'm gonna just look up some other characters. Shana, my anime list. I can do this. I know other characters. But a little up. Kugimiya Rie. Unless I seriously got the voice wrong, but I actually got it. Because I want to look through some of her roles if I see anyone like in a much more, especially as an antagonist. Well, I mean, she does more than just, you know, Loli Tsundere, but that's like sort of the voice I always associate her with. Loli Tsundere. Oh, okay, she did like one in Fire Force. Happy, la 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 la. This is actually here. Let me scroll down a little bit. ReZero. Wop, wop. Oh my god, she has so many roles. P, Q, R. Further up. So she's not on the list, but that has to be her, right? I'm not so off with her voice that I got that wrong. Let me just actually Google it. Pandora. Pandora voice, 11 on World TV. Yeah, Kagamine. Yep, thank you. At least I got that out of my system. Yeah, so also again, what I'm curious about is how do you deal with them? They're not invincible. We've seen Regulus get hit a couple of times. First, we had 2 hits, like one when Betelgeuse first got a surprise attack with the hands and just like slammed him around a little bit. And then Fortuna got the icicle attack on him. And both those knocked him around. Like obviously he didn't seem to take any damage, but they knocked him around. And then there was the second time when Betelgeuse started attacking him, like he got a little bit of a neck twisty going, which didn't really seem to bother him at all. So that's good to know. But like he wasn't even like moved by these attacks anymore. And I've said this before, I suppose his like authority is something that always prevents others from like infringing on his rights. There's so many quotes there. I mean, I guess it's like part of his personality too, that he like puts everything in this sort of context, like everything's always about him and about his. It doesn't in any way relate to Echidna though, like with her as a witch is what I'm curious about. Because like she has the thirst for knowledge, which has seemingly nothing to do, but then again, we've never seen her in combat mode or anything like that, so who knows really. And then we have vanity, and again, I kind of want to look up, is vanity a sin, like in any definition? An example of pride. Yeah, but they don't really like phrase it in that context. 8 deadly sins, okay. Yeah, okay, that gets a little bit too philosophical for me to dig through in between episodes. With that said, I'm just gonna go move on to the next one, and we're all gonna have a happy, fun time all around when this starts. And again, her ability too, like, it's like the, what's it called? The power speak word users. There's a name for this ability, a Japanese one. Kotoba Sky, something along those lines, I'm not exactly sure. But, you know, people who can speak things into reality. And it's always interesting on how to deal with these as an opponent, like how do you circumvent their abilities, which is prevent them from speaking, which is clearly not a problem. She can even come back from the dead. Like, she was literally vaporized and it didn't even bother her, so... Guess not. Curious. Yeah, so getting into episode was 19 in 3, 2, 1, go. So she isn't the key then? Since she said... Yeah, it kind of doesn't speak well for the other two. No! Goddamn opening! I was not expecting you! Also English. That's Subaru, I guess. All the evil people again. Got the eyes. Long shot. Well, epic battles beyond the horizon, which I guess we kind of already knew. Aww. That's nice. Like everybody here. Also, I guess you use Beatrice to fight the rabbit. I'll talk about the opening more later. Oh, surprise. Are you really safe? I'm sorry, I love so much that she is doing this super intimidating, scary voice. I'm so used to, like, these laughable lolly tsundere characters, so it just throws me for a loop. Man, it's like this whole being stuck between a rock and a hard place, since, like, it doesn't matter if she doesn't have the key or doesn't know where it is. I'm so curious what the witch's daughter implies, though. Like, the most obvious, straightforward thing would be Satila, given the similarities, but if they're both half-elves, that just doesn't work out for me. Well, that worked out. Well, that explains why Emilia is, like, absolutely necessary for this. She sure is persuasive, isn't she? Well, I suppose that's not good for you, but better for the world as a whole. How nice of you. Yeah, I mean, she could have just dodged it, you would have impaled her. Fun thought, that, isn't it? God, her calm is just so terrifying. Look, that's nice and all, but now you kind of should know that that doesn't really help. Sorry. That's just such a... I love her so much. She's terrifying. Yeah, honestly, you being here is like kind of the worst case scenario for her. Fun as that is. Oh wait, is she the one like who puts her in the ice? Because like basically putting her out of reach for Pandora, basically. Like she's the only one of concern here. So are we seriously gonna do a second tearful goodbye? I'm not saying this is bad or anything, it just doesn't really quite affect me as much. Haven't you tried that already? This has that worked in any capacity so far? Though, okay, that cut off though. Well, that happened eventually. Never mind that. That didn't have an impact on me. That has an impact. Full shit. Yep, we've seen this before. Oh god, please stop it. Oh god, you just can't contain the cruelty at all. Shit! Yeah, you say that a lot. So is it illusions then? It's not just illusions, you like literally removed Regulus. I love the tears basically like being upside down here. Well, I mean, it was his face that was upside down, but so... Goddamn. Also, it like takes on the tinge that we know a bit more now. Goddamn love. Oh god, the ASMR terror. Oh. Good job still being alive. And that's all. Oh god. God damn it. Nope, okay. I was wondering, like, if she didn't get any, like, sort of final goodbye in. I don't think that's how that works, bitch. Okay. Okay. Like, you know it's not gonna work, but hot damn the easiness of which she does that. So she ended up doing it herself. Damn. Set up the entire village, okay. Not... I was gonna say not looking forward to it from her perspective, but I'm actually very much looking forward to it. God damn it, she is terrifying. Just... If you can just do that. Yeah, sure, some parting words for him too, because why not? Well, at least the cruelty finally draws to a close. I hope. Like, not for ReZero, we know there's gonna be more. But hey, we might be finally wrap up her flashback, because... Damn. Oh, you can reject it too. That's curious. Which just generally leaves the question of what's even in that seal very curious. Oh? Well, I suppose, like, she woke up, so why not others too? Let them yell at me. I love how like Echidna continuously tries to put her down, it just doesn't work. I'll apologize like crazy. I really do love this as a whole, like, she knows she's being overly optimistic. But it's the acceptance that counts. She's so not happy with it. She doesn't even know. That's super mean. She's so not bothered by any of the insults. I love that. It's a low bar to clear, I feel like. You know, a little bit of crying is fine. Since, you know, acceptance doesn't mean that you're not allowed to be sad about it or something. The Permafrost of Elior Forest. Ending? Okay, now. Not. Whoa, there's so much time left! Huh? Defeat the purpose. Just cut off. I like the slouched over walk he's doing. Oh, he's all dressed up too. He did, didn't you? Tamed. Power of friendship! Just who is he anyway? Unknown. An unknown piece. To my insignificant friend here. I love how like he plays up that the fact that he is insignificant is the best part about it. Like that's what makes him great. Good for you, Otto. What indeed? Like I suppose he wants to get to the mansion? This is even better. Okay, so they didn't just leave, they didn't just cut off the flashback on their part. They concluded their flashback, we just didn't get to see it yet. And I'm gonna go grab the next episode because, like I said, this is already over 1 hour anyway. So I might as well do 3 episodes. Actually, which episode even am I on? Like, all of these have different counters and it just throws me off. I use the, like, just where in season 2 we are. The episodes I download have the total episode count, and the list where I'm getting them only has the part 2 count. All of this does not make life easy at all. So, seriously, which one is it? I feel like we've done a few now. Is it 6? What do you look like? Oh, okay, 6 was what I just watched. With the flashback, Pandora, all that. Death, yeah. Okay, so this one. Neat. And while I do download that, let's talk a little bit. So we have Betelgeuse going certifiably insane, which is nice, you know, close that loop. And yeah, obviously tragic for him, Pandora just being the freaking overpowered bitch, who just goes in and like, apparently she can make you see things too. Like she keeps saying the fact that your eyes deceived you, and we have seen like only 2 actual examples of that, with Fortuna thinking that she hit Emilia, and obviously Betelgeuse there killing Fortuna. But she used the example before when like Fortuna asked her if she hadn't just died, which obviously, you know, she said like, nope, must have been your mistake. And I sort of wonder if this is like how her powers work in that regard. Emilia going kind of batshit crazy and just going on a killing spree with Pandora. Not that it matters, but like, goddamn, the overpoweredness of her, like of her child her. I know Pandora isn't exactly fighting back, like she's sort of this like, carefree, do whatever, just stab me, I don't care. But still, those attacks look devastating. And I'm not even talking about the whole freezing the entire goddamn forest, but just in general, like crushing her, impaling her, everything. Didn't even phase her. Well, we know that didn't phase her. I sort of went off track from the fact that her attacks were overpowered back to Pandora not being phased at all. Yeah, regarding the death, the out of nowhereness, it really caught me off guard. Like, cinematically speaking, that was exceptionally well done. Like, you just cut to black in the middle of all that, and like, yep, there she is. There she just got impaled. I kind of wish, in a way, we didn't get that final "I love you, goodbye," because part of what had really impact on me is that I'll be blatantly honest, I wasn't too emotionally invested in her. Like to the point where I go all tear up and crying and all that. It just like when a character appears and I'm kind of like, ah, yeah, they're definitely gonna kill her. It sort of hampers this whole thing. It doesn't to say that I don't feel for the moment, but it just sort of like, you know, it hampers on that a little bit. Also, opening. I gotta remember to talk about the opening. But yeah, like I was really surprised when she like apparently seemingly just died there. with, you know, eyes open and all that. It had a lot more raw impact than the much more cliche way of let's get my final goodbyes out, because, you know, death is known to just wait until you get everything off your chest, even though she has like a hole in it now. And like, you know, the dramatic I love you, like even with the hand drop and everything, it just sort of like the fact that originally, like what I thought was happening, that it just got to her, like, yeah, no, she just died, like, just like that sort of thing, hit a lot harder than her getting like the final I love you out and, you know, again, the hand drop, because you just need a hand drop as a symbolic way that someone just died. And doing it without that, without any sort of clear tell sign that, yeah, she just died, hits just so much harder for me when you think about it. Because death doesn't have telltale signs, when I mean, you know, heart stops and all that, but when you just look at a person between them being on the verge of death and them being dead, you wouldn't know the difference. Maybe breathing stopping, whatever, you know. The point is, like, to just cut off and like, yep, you just died. Then and there, that hits so much harder, in my opinion. And I kind of like that more than the cliche final goodbye deaths. Am I being sort of sadistic when I say that, oh no, she shouldn't have gotten her final goodbye? I feel like it doesn't quite matter. Like, the final I love you is nice, but it's not like Emilia had a serious doubt in that regard. So it's not there to clear up any misunderstandings. But yeah, Pandora being freaking overpowered, the Witch of Vanity. I've mentioned this a couple times now, but I'm not surprised by the fact that there are other witches. Well, I'm a little bit surprised, but I assumed as much. Or at least I considered the possibility. Let's not say I assumed. I wasn't really expecting them to show up anytime soon, but I considered like, okay, they did something that classifies them as witches, something or another, and like they all represented a particular deadly sin. But you know, why would there only be those 7 was my original thought process. And the opening, let's look that up real quick again. It is good. I really do like it. It does not beat Realize, in my opinion. I do very much like the structure in general, though. Like, obviously it heavily focuses on the entire Emilia flashback thing, because that was a not insignificant part of it all. And we have, you know, Garfield fighting with Elsa, which is also going to be curious. Like, it's important to not forget that the fact that the mansion attack is still a thing that is going to happen concurrently with everything. Actually, wait a second. If Garfield is at the mansion, that would mean that that the sanctuary has been liberated. That didn't even process for a while there, because he can't leave. He isn't like one of the people who could leave at any time, like Subaru or Otto. So, you know, White Rabbit. I made a guess originally that, you know, Subaru was gonna get Beatrice to deal with the White Rabbit, but I guess that doesn't work out. Unless he gets her first. But if you could just evacuate the mansion, then the attack wouldn't even be a problem, and if you can just get back in time, so I guess that doesn't work out. So you have to actually liberate the sanctuary first, or at least get Garfield out some way. And other than that, like, it's just the usual Razor opening style with tragic flashes, and I do like them, don't get me wrong. All the I especially love like all the bad guys flashing there, starting with Echidna, because Echidna is like sort of this. She's kind of a bad guy, but she's not really an antagonist or anything like that. Like, again, the fact that this is her sanctuary and whatnot isn't like a malicious setup on her part that plays in any way, shape, or form into Subaru. Yeah, the whole stuff happened 400 years ago. Obviously, she is a witch, so, you know, not the nicest person around, I suppose. But there's always also the fact that I really have something in my eye that's bothering me. That she, like, freaking saved Subaru, like, mentally, so many times. Also, I just realized, since Regulus mentioned that Betelgeuse sort of forced the witch factor, it works a lot smoother for Subaru, doesn't it? Like, you know, he isn't crying blood and isn't going insane. So yeah, it works a lot better for him, eh? And I know I missed something. Like, there was so much in these freaking half-hour episodes. God, I love this. The fact that these episodes are all half an hour long is just so amazing. And we just got the first opening. The first instance of an opening in the previous episode. That's like 1.5 minutes of the half hour. God damn it. This is so amazing. Yeah, let's get into episode, I don't even know, 20? 18? Yeah, 20 it should be. I hope my math isn't off here. Yeah, whatever episode this is, let's get into it. In a 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Illness. Not that blush. Whatever happened to most people would be vomiting when they see you. Lack of knowledge, eh? Oh, nope, there it is. That might just be because of his illness, though. I don't know. So, I assume she's taking care of the man, huh? I love the young voice. That's amazing, honestly. By the way, they've been hiding her like eyes this entire time. Like in all the flashback, in the flashbacks so far. And her face like this. Oh, it's like the same with Subaru. The parallels of Subaru there at the end were just perfect. Sort of think about it, I suppose. So basically it's completely one-sided. Mostly because I cannot see Echidna doing the love thing at all. The music! Well, damn. That lukewarm look. Not disgusting things like that. Teacher, eh? Like, I know he's been saying sensei this entire time. I did hear it. Oh, happy little family. Quite a convenient graveyard. You know, graveyard, right? Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I was just kind of stuck on the thing I said at the very beginning when I didn't remember what the building was called. He led to the same room. I suppose. With young magic. Yeah, the face you keep hiding for some reason. That I'm rather looking forward to. I don't think her eyes are gonna be any different. But you know, it's the aesthetic of it. Like, why wouldn't she? Very same words the teacher used. He's got her handled so well, I love it. Ah, she's so happy. So why is everything gonna go down the drain this time? Because we already know it will. Like, she's gonna end up stuck in some crystal. Echidna is literally gonna die. Well. Okay then. I guess you're dead or something? I'm just going by the weird outfit, honestly. Okay. Well, yeah, this is more like the origin story of the Sanctuary rather than their backstory. So, like, I guess that's why she's in her little crystal thingy. So, they serve as fuel or like something similar to the barrier. The half-breeds. Like, it's not just some coincidence that they're all here. Although it still makes me wonder, like, why Echidna even does this. Other than, you know, curiosity. Why are they hiding her face, though? Like, I mean, is it just for cinematic purposes? I mean, despise is not exactly what I would call the current state of emotions towards you lot. And a part of me just wonders whether or not this is all, like, part of the plan for Echidna or not. Well, you were in the opening. Is that the unseen hand? It's not really, no, it's not really possible, like, time-wise. Betelgeuse was before that, so it doesn't work out. Unless he jumps bodies, but why would he? Every time he's done that in the past was after he died. Also, those are some serious injuries. Also, we just throw in like a couple of new powerful characters sprinkled throughout the like episodes. Oh, there is a witch. I would love to see Echidna fight, but at the same time, like, she isn't necessarily the combat type. Not to say that she can't fight, but I don't see it as something she would naturally do. But we'll see. Oh, so they do know each other then? So getting the whole sanctuary barrier thing started then. Oh yeah, door warping. That's so neat. I'm not sure if that's what they actually did or not. I suppose that's also why you're stuck in the library now. Aw, you do know her. Freaking tsundere. Somber music box. You're odd. Yeah, Beatrice is so great. Can you though? Like, I have no idea what's up with that dude, but if you could just casually defeat him, I suppose you wouldn't have any of these issues. Again, there's also probably a lot more to her past too that we didn't get to see, but I guess it is implied enough. God, I love the music they put behind this. Like, I just love how much Beatrice is trying despite the indifferent front she's putting up usually. That theme too is one we've heard a lot of times by now. Oh. It's also kind of funny because they're both so short at the same height. Undermining the moment. But it is rather curious because, like, Echidna worked on those clones of her. Well, it makes sense that the memories end there. Apart from the outset. Merry band of friends. Oh, the different ideology is great. But he sure wants to get under his skin, eh? I don't love how he's not giving in to like the whole like aggregation that he's trying to pull off. Such a great reason to. I'm counting on you. Yeah, like just a little embarrassing. I had to stand on the side there. Making an ordinary person. Oh, we'll see about that, you know? Sure would make it all the harder if it were to be upturned, wouldn't it? What an interesting outlook, though. I wonder if the fact that we didn't actually ever see her face plays into that somehow. Well, yes. Suck that out of crying. I love how like this entire second half is just them talking it out. That's great. A frickin' pose! I feel like that sentence carries so much more weight now than it did when he was just like full of himself back at the Royal Selection. God, that was epic! The beginning of the Sanctuary and the beginning of the end. Yep, still got the pin. An ending! Holy shit! Wasn't even expecting that anymore. That's some great visual. I also really love like the droplets falling upwards, but in the reflection of the lake, sea, whatever, water, they still fall like downwards. Again, great visual. Don't know if it's supposed to be symbolic of anything other than like the whole reverse of time thing that we've always got going. God damn. So at least we like wrapped up the flashbacks now, I think, because that was kind of like one of the main reasons why I added this episode too, because it seemed to fit in thematically. Plus, again, like I couldn't do this in 1 hour anyway, and that's the kind of the time limit that counts every hour. So might as well add the third episode. Yeah, so the flashback sure raises a lot of questions though, doesn't it? Because for one, I forgot his name. They did, Roswell did mention it, but you know, this dude, who apparently is very capable of kicking Roswell's ass, and I think Echidna alone isn't enough to just deal with him, since like again, if you just could, then I suppose the whole thing wouldn't have been a problem in the first place. Same with like if Beatrice had decided to help her out. So either Echidna is like on the weaker side of witches, you know, which obviously power level is already ridiculous, but they're still strong and weaker witches. I'm pretty sure I saw like a ranking at some point of like threat level. I at least know that Daphne was very high up there. And I think Echidna was on the weaker side. But again, I know that weaker is such a relative term for a witch and whatnot, but still, like, obviously that just can also mean that the other dude there is powerful enough that he can actually hold his own against her. And there's also the fact that Echidna just doesn't strike me as the fighting type, like, at all. And yeah, flashback again. I know I mentioned this a lot during this, but the fact that they never showed her face fully just has me so curious. Like, in a way, the memories are told from the user's perspective, but I don't know if that accounts for anything, because like it could just as well be like Roswell. We've seen the point with where Echidna cured or helped Roswell. I don't know if she cured him for good or like if just momentarily. The parallels with like how she helped Subaru were also very nice there. And I don't know if she like actively ensnares people with this, like as a goal of getting them to her side, or whether that's just like part of the course happens. So like, you know, convenient side effect as an evil witch that does nice things sometimes. Just, you know, it worked a lot better for Roswell than it did on Subaru. So yeah. Again, I'm so very curious about the fact that they kept her face hidden. I doubt it's any like significance in like how she looks, that there's any difference there. So there's probably gotta be some other reason. And I kinda assume that Roswell's infatuation with her plays into that somehow, which is why I said that it's perhaps somewhat from Roswell's perspective rather than Ryuzu's, even though they were her memories. So, what else? What else? Yeah, the entire talk between Roswell and Subaru was great too. Like, he just kind of... He sort of kept trying to aggravate them, and it just didn't work. And I did love that. You know, they're past petty stuff like that. Especially Garfield, which is great. So all that's left is to completely overturn his assumptions there. And to save the day. Because that's gonna be great. And Beatrice has passed too, like in a way. Since, you know, obviously she factors into this a lot. I'm just also curious, like, Echidna made the Ryuzu clones But does Beatrice know about them? Like, I assume she would have stuck around with Echidna and whatnot and all that. So there's still like a couple of questions left for me to answer, to get answers from. But mostly I'm just so... There's so much happening in these 3 episodes, 1.5 hours. Oh my god. I'm forgetting so much that I wanted to talk about. I already know. I never even talked about Regulus's wives. That's a point I wanted to bring up. It's like all the way back after the first episode reaction. Like, okay, wives, plural. I know he's like great, so, you know, why not? I'm also not sure like how much those wives are actually willing participants in these marriages. And how much they're just like, well, stick around or I'm gonna kill you all. Because, you know, oh no, they're infringing upon his greed or something, like, you know. So, you know, death. But god damn it. That's so much. I'm almost at the 2-hour mark. 3 episodes. Why is this anime so packed? And that was like the first time we had an opening and an ending. Singular. But yeah. No, I'm gonna call it quits here. I'm done. I'm gonna ramble for another half an hour if I don't. So, I know like 5 minutes after I'm done with the recording, I'm gonna go down, grab a coffee or something. And I'm gonna like, damn it, that's something I wanted to talk about. But, well, it's gonna happen no matter when I cut it. So, let's just cut it. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, maybe leave a like, a comment, especially those. I love reading comments. And maybe you even dare to subscribe. And, you know, it means a lot to me. So, please. Yay! And if you don't, then, well, don't. Just casually watch the thing and then leave as though it doesn't mean anything to you. And yeah, that's all for now. Until next time. See you then. Bye.